Hello and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to be doing what we do best, which is show you exactly how to achieve something in QuickBooks Online. And today I'm going to invite you along as we go to look at file a VAT return in QuickBooks Online. Now, one of the main reasons that businesses have QuickBooks Online is to make sure they are MTD compliant. That's Making Tax Digital compliant for their VAT returns. So this is a perfect video for you to understand exactly how to file that VAT return. Hello, my name is Aaron Patrick. I am a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer with fancy new logo, that QuickBooks chap on the internet, head of accounts here at Boffix, and also your friendly podcaster who goes live each and every Monday morning at 8:30 AM for Ask the Accountant. Now, in today's video, we're going to be inviting you to come along and see how I can file a VAT return in QuickBooks Online. Now, there's some prerequisites to this video. First of all, we've already set VAT up. If you haven't set VAT up already, go to one of my other videos where we go through exactly step by step on how to create and set up VAT. In this one, we're going to go through and exactly understand what it is I would tend to look at, get ready, get myself confident with before I press that submit button. So let's go and have a look. Now, before I submit anything in QuickBooks Online and I do anything, I need to first go and look at my most important area, which is the banking area. I need to make sure two things. Number one, I've ticked all of my transactions. Remember what this would here, if I've got a number there, that means that an item's in for review and I have yet to actually do anything with it. So I need to be making sure that they're ticked. That tick gives me confidence that all the transactions are in QuickBooks. At the very least, I need to be making sure that I have cleared every single transaction which relates to the period that I'm about to file for my VAT return. The next thing that I would highly recommend you do is make sure that these two numbers are the same, just like we have here. With those two numbers, what we're saying here is whatever's in my bank account in real life is the same as what's in QuickBooks. And if those two figures are the same, that gives me confidence that everything's been added to QuickBooks Online. Now, it's really important that we don't miss this step. So please use this opportunity to make sure that your bank account has been updated properly. All your transactions are in there. Make sure the date updated on blah, blah, blah is after the date that you're going to be filing your VAT return, and make sure that these two bank balances at very least are the same. If they're not like this one here, well, there is ways in which we can do it. And I've done a whole video based on exactly how to do that. Quick and easy way of doing it though, go to bank registration, go to your bank register, clicking on here, and have a look at anything that's been included in here that doesn't have a green blob. It's always a great way to understand that that transaction probably shouldn't be there if it's not got a green blob. Now, in this case, it's been odd. That means it's actually been reconciled, and that means it's verified. So I should be okay with those ones. It means that probably I'm going to have to look at my bank reconciliation to find out exactly what the problem is. And that leads me nicely on to making sure that you do reconcile your bank. There's loads of ways to get to reconcile, but ultimately when I reconcile my bank, I'm confirming that it's correct. Now, straight away in this case, it's telling me my account isn't reconciled and there has been an issue. Your beginning balance is off by £352.83 and we can help you fix it. Straight away, that shows the benefit of a bank reconciliation. Because I spent my time reconciling it in the past, it's now super easy for me to sort this. I can say, click and help with my fix. I'm going to find the two transactions that have basically made it so I couldn't reconcile my bank and made that problem. I can fix these transactions. They've both been deleted. I can restore them and I'm off to the races. But how do I reconcile in the first place? Head over to bank reconciliation, stick your ending balance in here, stick your ending date in there, press start reconciling, and QuickBooks can do most of this work for us. It's going to tick everything for me and make sure I'm okay. And you should come to the fact that your beginning balance should equal your beginning balance plus and minus all of your cleared transactions, so everything that's been ticked should come back to your ending balance, and your cleared balance should agree. The moment it doesn't, so I've got to go find and figure that out. In my case, it's because I need to go through and update my ending balance, ensuring that now my cleared balance agrees with my ending balance. Therefore, I can press finish now, and I have confidence now that what's in my bank account agrees to the penny to what's in QuickBooks Online. Perfection. Next step I always go to now is just making sure that my customers look right. Head over to your customers area, have a look at your overdue invoices. Are these correct? Is there anything in there that you know shouldn't be overdue at this point? Now, you're looking at today's date at this point, and that's the easiest way to reconcile this area. In theory, and if I was doing this 100%, I'd be looking at the period end date of my VAT return to figure out exactly what is wrong or to figure out exactly what I need to look at. But in this case, I would do it at bare minimum, making sure that today's date's correct. Are these overdue invoices, are they correct? Are these open invoices correct? If not, we need to investigate further. Either we've been paid them, which is really bad because that might mean that we've actually double counted them, and that could be a significant increase in your VAT bill, or we've actually received the money but we've not recorded the money in my cash account, whatever account we've done, therefore we've got an accounting error. Either way, we need to have confidence that's right. Once you've done that, head over to expenses, head over to bills, and do exactly the same. Go to your supplier section, making sure that everything's been correct. If I've got £5 overdue, do I owe that £5 or should I have made that payment elsewhere? Or again, as we looked at the sales side, have I double counted? Have I made the payment and put it directly against the expense instead of paying off this outstanding bill? Either way, we need to be having confidence on this, and we need to be making sure. I would also go and have a look at your receipts area. Make sure you clear all these, make sure all these are cleared. This could be VAT or leaving on the table. So just go through and make sure they're all cleared for yourself. That's going to make sure that if there is any expenses there and that we've got every bit of proof to make sure that we're ready to file a VAT return. And then speaking of filing the VAT return, I'd head over to the VAT area. Make sure before you go any further that you are making tax digital enabled set there, and make sure you don't have, like I have, any error messages. QuickBooks is brilliant at giving you options to take action, so use that accordingly. But ultimately, when everything's been cleared, I would highly recommend that you error check your return. This is a great functionality. This is going to use machine learning, a bit of AI. It's going to be making sure that everything's in place so that you're confident that you can actually file the VAT return. So first of all, it's going to give you an insight of what your VAT bill is going to be. Then it's going to let you know any items that have been excluded. Now, these are transactions that you've classed as no VAT. No VAT is so important that we don't put the wrong item there. No VAT means it's a transaction that doesn't belong on the VAT return. Great example of what these would be are they're going to be items like your wages, your drawings, transfers between businesses. Anything that has nothing to do whatsoever with VAT should be no VAT. If it's exempt, zero or standard, so it's actually got VAT on it, then we need to be making sure that they're being shown in QuickBooks Online. So please, please, please make sure that we get this right. Make sure we're 100% happy with this one. We shouldn't be seeing any item in the no VAT, so the excluded items in these cases, that have anything to do with VAT whatsoever. If so, we need to go into the transaction and change it accordingly. Then we get a great little view here of any transactions in the bank that we haven't dealt with. Remember how I said to check the bank first of all? Well, if you haven't done that at this point, this is your final step. And this is going to tell you if there's any transactions still left for review in those individual banks. You're then going to see some of an opportunity for the AI to really flex its muscles. You're going to see here 2 VAT items that may be duplicates. I can review them and have a look at them and understand, are they actually duplicate items? Should I actually look at voiding or deleting one of those transactions? It's going to look at inconsistent VAT codes. If you're always claiming 20% on a particular supplier and suddenly you don't claim 20%, it's going to pop up here, giving you that peace of mind that if you've done it as a mistake, you've got a chance to correct it before you put in your VAT return. And then the big one, exceptions. Exceptions on QuickBooks Online is huge. It's one of the best features involved in filing your VAT return within QuickBooks, but you have to be careful with it. So much so that you need to understand exactly what's going on in terms of QuickBooks Online and how to use the VAT exceptions properly. Because what a VAT exception is that what happens is that if you file a VAT return, every transaction is going to get a stamp on it. And each one of those stamps means that if you change it in any way, it's going to appear on the next VAT return automatically for you, which is fantastic. If you accidentally put the wrong VAT code on a transaction, then you find it and correct it, it's going to automatically correct on the next one. We love that. We can't get enough of that. But it's really important to understand what's going on there, because you need to be able to see every single one of those exceptions. You need to be looking at each one of those. And if I was you, please, please, please go through and make sure you can justify each exception there. Now, in my case, this isn't a typical VAT return, I have 265 VAT exceptions. I need to be going through each one of those and going through and making sure that I am happy that that is a true exception. Now, if I look at what it's telling me what was filed originally and what it is now. So you can see here we've added VAT onto this transaction. Are we right in doing that? And we can go through each of those 265 in this case and make sure each and every one. Please, 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 whenever you see an exception, make sure you look at the exception and make sure you're happy that that's right. We then have the option to see our largest income and largest expense, so we can review each one of those independently. Highly recommend you do that because it's going to make your life easier. And then we can, and I'd be looking to make sure that A, they should have VAT on them, and B, I would also be making sure that I've got an attachment to it as well. Then we get this really handy split here in terms of income and expenditure in those transactions at 20%, exempt and 0. So this is a real quick and easy way to make sure things have been put into the right VAT code. And finally, use this option down here to prepare the VAT return. Once you press prepare, you're going to be taken to the VAT return. You can see those exceptions there. In my eyes, I think there's definitely something I need to fix on this one for this particular option. Don't forget you've got your adjust option here as your final option to change anything, and you can click into any of these buttons to go directly into it and drill down to find out how that's been made up. Once you're happy with it, use the submit button at the bottom, go through and submit it to HMRC. Best of all, QuickBooks is going to give you an IR code, which is going to give you proof once you've submitted it. It's safely been sent to HMRC. Once you have done, it's also going to ask you to record payment. Recommend you do this. Pick what the payment's for, pick where it's going to. If you're on direct debit, just make sure it's 7 days after the period end, and then just make sure you put the amount in. The reason we want to be doing this and making sure that we got this right, it's going to make our banking so much easier for us going forward. And then on our table below, we can see our open returns, our filed returns, and our paid returns. A filed return is something that's safely filed to HMRC, so we're happy with it. But a paid return is something that we've also marked as paid. So it's a great way of making sure that you're on top of your payments as well. And there we have it. There is a breakdown of how to... So there we have it. There is an opportunity for you to come along with me to file a VAT return. Now, if you need to know anything more about QuickBooks Online, you're already in the right place. So make sure you subscribe to the channel because we're always giving tips and tricks, and we've got plenty of others in the past to let you know exactly how to get the most out of QuickBooks Online. As always, thank you very much for liking, subscribing, and anything else. But let me know in the comments below. Do you like the way that you file VAT returns in QuickBooks Online? Do you think there's a better way of doing it? Personally, I think that the actual VAT return area, this whole module, is ready for a facelift at some point. I feel like there's definitely more features in there that we can make the most of, and I'm looking forward for them to be implemented going forward. My name's been Aaron Patrick. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and all that sort of stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.